Lee is with us in St. Louis. Hi, Lee. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Mr. Ramsey. I was calling today because I'm trying to get through these baby steps kind of on my own since my husband and I, our finances are separated. And I'm wondering if I should stop putting into my 401k to get there faster.
Why are your finances? Is it Leah or Lee?
It's Leah. That's
Leah.
okay.
No, it's great. It's great.
I've been called worse. No, that's fine.
Oh my gosh. I'll call you by your right name though. Yeah, Leah, why are the finances separate?
They didn't start off that way. We've been married for 14 years in August. And when we started out, our finances were together, but we fought a lot about money. Bills were always paid. I'll say that. I've always worked full time, but my husband, when we got married, was going to school, and he actually went to pharmacy school. And when he finished pharmacy school and started getting what I call like his big money, we were doubling up on his loans and paying those off faster, but the checking account was always to zero, and that he just couldn't take it anymore, and I couldn't take the fighting. So we decided together to split our finances. But now fast forward, that's been about 8 years, and I'm still kind of living paycheck to paycheck, essentially. And I know that bothers him for me to say that, but that's
Well, it's
really
kind of a
how
Dr. Phil moment. How's that working for you? It's not.
It's not. It's
I know.
not very
So, Leah,
well.
here's the truth. Here's what we have found. It's really difficult. It's not that it's absolutely impossible, but I'm going to say it is really difficult to win with money long term and have money goals like getting out of debt, saving up an emergency fund, like doing all the baby steps that we talk about. When you are in a household and you're working on one income and the other person is there with their income, but you guys share bills, your names are maybe on each other's debt because you're married. Like, I mean, it's like it's half in, it's half out. And so for one to go on this really straight path and run really hard while the other one isn't there, it's almost like you're just dragging this weight behind you, trying to make progress. And it's really difficult, almost impossible to make progress when that happens. And so honestly, I would say, Leah, I mean, the tactical answer to your question is yes, pause retirement while you're paying off debt and getting an emergency fund in place. But that's 2-3 steps later. I think the first main step is you and your husband. I mean, honestly, sitting down and you guys
What were
really
you?
getting to this point though, where you communicate, obviously, your needs, your desires, what your fears were, what the frustration was 8 years ago, and bring it back up. Because what y'all basically did was just decided to avoid a fight instead of get to a resolution by just separating. And a lot of couples do that. Well, we just fight. We can't do this. So we're going to just separate and just ignore each other financially and run on these two separate roads. But the issues are still there, and they're probably coming up in other places in your marriage too, Leah.
Yeah, we still fuss and fight about it because he's unbelievably frugal. Like, he goes neutral down a hill to save on gas. So he's paid off his student loans, which were very high, like over $160,000. He's paid those off. He has an amazing savings, but I'm still over here like chugging along paycheck to
And
paycheck.
why is that? Because of your income, or is that because of your money habits?
Definitely a combination. He makes double what I make, but we try to split the bills. So I feel like, okay, I can get the bills met, but then I've discovered now through your book, I'm so excited you're on the show today because I love you, and reading your book has opened my eyes to my own issues that I didn't even know I had. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's why I do that. And I didn't understand. So now I'm like, this age of enlightenment, and I'm like, oh, okay. So now I'm like, okay, let's make a budget, and let's not spend money on Amazon, and let's not go out to eat 5 times a week. And, so I'm learning.
Yeah.
There's definitely some behavior stuff on my side, but also when I'm still trying to meet like all the bills that we've kind of said that we would meet together, but separate, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this overall situation is not efficient. It's not good relationally. You're not resolving the underlying issues. He's not respecting your ability to enjoy life. And he's gone on with his frugality so much that instead of it being a virtue, it's turned into something you're starting to resent. You're paying more than half the bills with less than half the income. I'm not sure how you figured that out was okay. And so, there's just so much wrong with this. So the old Book of Common Prayer says this: for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, unto thee all my worldly goods I pledge. And it's this idea of joining our lives, because here's what happens relationally and practically as well. What you spend your money on says what you value. And you value going out to eat and enjoying life, like Rachel. Okay? Rachel's mom, on the other hand, has 6-year-old leftovers in the freezer. She's your husband.
It's
okay?
true.
Yeah.
You guys get
This is true.
No.
They fell out
For
when I
sure.
opened the door the other day, and I said, you're throwing some of this out, or I am. It hit me on the toe. This has got to stop. And so this is how life works, right? I mean, this is marriage. And so I'm going to enjoy my wife's frugality. She's going to know that her life is much more fun because I'm around, because I'm the minister of fun at our place. And I'm the spender by nature, even though I teach this stuff every day. And so I'll be the one that plans the fancy trip that she gets to take. So you're that person, and he has that benefit by having you, but he's not getting the benefit of that. You have the benefit of having some net worth and actual nest egg built because he's freaking frugal. That's awesomeness. See,
Yeah.
Larry Burkett used to say, if two people just alike get married, one of you's unnecessary. But
Yeah.
you're not getting the benefit, the complementary of your complementary skills and values. Instead, they became a reason for separation.
And Leah, I'm telling you too, there's a level of couples when you separate your finances, you're separating something that's supposed to be unified.
Yeah, dreams.
When you marry someone, you are sharing your life, not in this like codependent way of, all that. Like you still are Leah and he is still him. And that was to Dave's point earlier. Like you're still going to be who you are. But when you separate that and you guys don't work together with your finances, I'm telling you, there is stuff that you guys are avoiding and you end up being roommates.
Yeah.
That there's a level of intimacy that is created and vulnerability when you say, I everything I have is yours, everything you have is mine, and we're a team, we're married. Like it should be us against the world. And instead you're in this like triangle with the world trying to dance around it, and it's exhausting. So your marriage will thrive. Will be so much richer and deeper if you guys work on the same team. So that's the next conversation.
We're going to give you a Financial Peace University. I want the two of you together to go through it. I'm going to give it to you as a gift. If that doesn't solve it, get in marriage counseling for the good of your relationship and your future.